Hello everyone and welcome to my Hip Hop Gossip For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Diddy's supposed sex wrongdoings transform into global chase after casualties. English specialists join U.S. investigators to explore charges that Sean Diddy Brush's crimes might incorporate casualties from the UK. Sean Diddy Brushes might have expanded his illegal exercises past U.S. borders, provoking English examiners to team up with American investigators to reveal possible casualties in the assembled realm. The Mirror reports that English analysts are working close by U.S. specialists because of worries that Diddy might have taken advantage of ladies while in the UK. The degree of time the hip bounce tycoon has spent in England has driven specialists to search out any potential casualties who might step forward with data. Given the gigantic measure of time he spent in London, there are worries that the claimed affronting was not restricted to America's shores. Examiners are begging anybody in the UK who might have data they feel could assist the examination with reaching out, a source told the Mirror. Right now held in government care at the Metropolitan Confinement Place in Brooklyn since his September 20th capture, Diddy has to deal with penalties including sex stealing, racketeering, and transportation for prostitution. He has argued not liable to all allegations. Adding to his developing legitimate burdens, Diddy faces court activities from north of 12 people. Simply last week, Talia Graves blamed Diddy and Joseph Sherman, his previous head of safety, of assaulting her in 2001. Graves asserts the episode happened at the Terrible Kid Records studio in Manhattan when she was 25 and dating one of Diddy's workers. As indicated by her claim, subsequent to polishing off a beverage that made her pass out, she got up to track down herself, bound and controlled, then self-assuredly states Diddy and Sherman fiercely physically attacked her while recording the experience. Under 24 hours after the fact, a lady distinguished as Jane Doe recorded a claim in court, blaming the shamed head honcho for rape, battery, and curse of close-to-home trouble. The case affirms that Diddy impregnated her and hence educated her to end the pregnancy. She has been depicted as an entrepreneur, business visionary, and model living in Florida. Extra legitimate difficulties loom as a Houston lawyer has shown status to record claims in the interest of something like 50 people charging to have been mishandled by Diddy. Further, Ariel Mitchell Kidd, addressing Audria English, uncovered plans to deliver a claim for one more lady in California who charges she was physically attacked. Mitchell Kidd likewise referenced a methodology with respect to the offer of an express video including Diddy and another notable individual. Diddy assumed key part in separating NSYNC as per Spear Bass. Spear Bass reignited his well-established meet with Sean Diddy Brushes, blending old show in the midst of Brush's new lawful difficulties. Spear Bass of the incredible teeny bopper group NSYNC took to Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen and reignited a well-established hamburger with hip jump investor Sean Diddy Brushes. The flashes flew during an appearance set apart by open punches that enlightened injuries from way back. Bass, performing with J.C. Chases, Joey Fatone, Chris Kirkpatrick, and Justin Timberlake from 1996 until NSYNC went on break in 2002, related a stinging affront from searches that has waited for quite a long time. The pressure began from a heard discussion where Brushes supposedly asked Timberlake to dump his bandmates for solo achievement. I heard him conversing with Justin being like, "You really want to drop these effers? You want to go it alone? You want to drop these?" Bass common with Cohen. "I was I could do without you any longer, Diddy. I'm like, at my own show? What on earth?" So I never preferred him. Fanning the fire, Bass disclosures showed up not long after Brushes was captured on serious accusations, for example, sex stealing and racketeering, claims he solidly denies. This timing gave Bass feelings a more honed edge, with past complaints presently interweaved with current discussions. Have Andy Cohen inclined up the force, proposing that Bass' live remarks were an altered variant of a considerably seriously cursing account. Spear said throughout the break the Diddy discussion was much more dreadful than he said, Cohen uncovered, driving Bass to concede, "I altered it a smidgen." Diddy is as of now in the Metropolitan Confinement Community in Brooklyn for a RICO case that incorporates sex stealing, racketeering, and transportation to take part in prostitution. Diddy taken off self-destruction watches lawyer cases big shots, centered around attempting to right this wrong. Diddy has purportedly been taken off self-destruction watch at New York's Metropolitan Confinement Community, where he's being hung on charges including sex dealing, racketeering, and transportation of whores. He is engaged and exceptionally impressive, a legal counselor for Diddy cleared up for individuals. He is focusing on his protection and getting ready for his preliminary. The power source likewise. Diddy has supposedly been taken off self-destruction watch at New York's Metropolitan Confinement Place, where he's being hung on charges including sex dealing, racketeering, and transportation of whores. He is engaged and extremely impressive, a legal counselor for Diddy clarified for individuals. He is focusing on his safeguard and planning for his preliminary. The power source likewise reports Diddy has been visited by family members. As per his lawyer Mark Agnifilo, Diddy was firmly checked on appearance as a normal technique for new, high-profile detainees. Be that as it may, he denied Diddy was self-destructive. Agnifilo focused on Diddy's psychological state in another TMZ narrative, The Defeat of Diddy, the prosecution, circulated on Tubi. His perspective is entirely sure, he guaranteed, adding that he spends a few hours with him every day. His determination is solid, he's locked in, he's centered around his safeguard, he grapple with the way that this is where he is for the present. Furthermore, Agnifilo affirmed Diddy won't be taking a supplication bargain and said he's attempting to get his client to preliminary straightaway. He added, he is so centered around attempting to write this off base that it's really providing him with a type of solidarity and a type of certainty that I believe will help him through this troublesome time span. Diddy has argued not liable on all charges. Bail has been denied 2 times, notwithstanding his solicitations to be delivered on a $50 million bond. Diddy could have to deal with additional penalties as sex specialist affirms before amazing jury. Diddy could have to deal with additional penalties following his capture for sex stealing and racketeering as a terrific jury has heard sworn declaration from a sex laborer. As per TMZ, members of the jury heard from one more male escort who was purportedly reached by Puffy to partake in one of his freak-off sex parties. The terrific jury purportedly posed inquiries about the sex specialists movement and whether they cross state lines or a worldwide boundary. Questions were likewise gotten some information about installments for sex, explicitly whether the man was paid in real money or through wire move. Examiners are as yet conversing with observers as they investigate adding charges to Diddy's case in an overriding prosecution. This is the second known male sex specialist to have approached since the investor's capture recently. Last week, examiners met with a sex laborer who gave over film of an oddity off and consented to a proffer arrangement, meaning they can offer proof without being in danger of implicating themselves. It's accounted for that the man flew from Atlanta to Miami in May 2023 and engaged in sexual relations with an anonymous lady while Diddy watched and recorded the experience. Investigators claim that these oddity offs were not consensual and that Diddy utilized drugs, brutality, dangers, and coercion to compel ladies into partaking, while likewise moving male sex laborers across state lines and globally. Diddy's legal advisor Mark Agnifilo has kept up with that all sexual experiences were